Peace, love, prosperity, and light, my people. It's your boy B. Today, I'm not even going to be on a long one. I'm just basically giving my thoughts into a section of Kanye's interview where he talks about not being controlled by fear, and he's speaking about like fear of a contract, fear of having your black card denied, in an overall summary, alluding to the finer things in life, if I put it, simply. And I think that it's interesting, and the reason why I wanted to speak about this is because we're all part of this system. We're all born into it, and it's like from the moment we come out of our mother's womb, the ideology is that you go to school, you study, you become as educated and as learned as possible so that you can go into the real world and you can kind of become wealthy, kind of make your mark on the world, and you kind of get to this status where when you're at this level you can attract all the things that you need, you can afford the luxuries, you've worked yourself into the upper echelons of society. And I think it's interesting, I know a lot of people have their different opinions on Kanye West, and I gotta admit, I don't agree with everything that this guy says. But what I will say is that I do seem to gravitate towards some of the things he speaks about, and especially in this part where speaking about the fear of being controlled for the wealth and things that people just spend their whole life trying to acquire. They put their self-value around all of these things, and I think that sometimes you have to kind of look at the overall value, because I think that it's about time that we kind of put our own value on what means something to us, not based upon what the opinions of society or our peers put on things. Because like a lot of people, you say to them, what's your goal, and they might say, I want to have a nice house, I want a nice car, I want a nice job, I want to run my own business. Nowadays I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be my own boss, I want to fly around the world, I want to take holidays when I can or when I feel like it, I want to be able to provide for my family, blah blah blah. So if you kind of take away these things, then a lot of people will kind of render their life worthless. And I think sometimes it kind of makes you think, like to the similar analogy of like the stock trader who kind of loses and then he goes to the top floor and he basically sees his life as worthless now because he's lost his stocks and shares, or they've plummeted, and he's willing to basically throw himself off the building. And I think that it's really something to look at in this day and age, in this time, especially as we move into the metaverse, where people are soon enough are not going to be able to determine what is real life and what is the metaverse, and the two worlds are actually merging. Then I think it's time to really, really analyze and assess on where we put ourselves importance, where we put our values, and just kind of like put everything into perspective based upon what is true to us, not relying on society to put those values in place for us. And I think that's what was interesting about this whole short clip. And it's just food for thought. So I'd really appreciate it if you put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one, man.